What's going on, guys? Jacoborth back here with another video of Jacob's Life in Vegas, coming to you guys with a special video today because we have a special guest.
Thank you, Jacob.
All right, guys, this is Lacey, aka Las Vegas Gal. Many of you know her. You guys watch her channel as well as mine. You guys have seen her on the channel now for years.
That's right.
I've known Lacey for years. Lacey's a realtor here in town, so when she comes on, lots of times we're talking real estate and that kind of thing. So this is her wheelhouse. So when people ask me about helping them move here, buying a place, realtor recommendations, I'm like, go to her, okay?
Yeah.
So she's got a whole team that can help you through the process here from start to finish.
Yeah.
You know, if you're out of state looking to move here, or if you live here locally right now. So there's gonna be a link down below. You can contact her, the team. They will help you throughout this entire process, okay? Now, today, we're gonna be talking about some of the fastest growing neighborhoods in Henderson.
Yes.
So, over the years, I mean, Henderson is, so first thing, Henderson's a separate city from Las Vegas, okay? If you guys don't know. So Henderson has its own mayor, police force, firefighting department, city council, all that stuff. But we're gonna be talking about the growth in Henderson, because Henderson is now over 300,000 people.
Yep.
And
Can't believe that.
And it's and it's very popular for a lot of reasons. A lot of times when people are first looking to move here, they find Summerlin and Henderson as the two places that like come up a whole lot. And there's reasons for that. You know, Henderson has got a good reputation for being one of the safest cities in America for its size. I've seen that numerous times over the years on lists. I mean, it's got a more of a small town feel to it because they do have their own city government and their own services and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to offer in Henderson, which is why it's been growing like crazy with people moving here. So let's talk about some of these fastest growing communities in Henderson, some of which didn't even exist until
like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago?
A few years ago. Some of these were, planned to be built like during the real estate boom, then they stopped, and they were just sitting there, stagnant and vacant. Now they've just really bloomed and really just exploded, not literally exploded. The first one, and I don't know, this is the one, I don't know, especially when you first started making videos, this is one you talked about all the time was INSPIRADA.
INSPIRADA.
So let's hear it.
I think it was voted in 2018, INSPIRADA was voted one of the top 10 fastest growing neighborhoods in all of the United States. And it's because it was exactly what you said before. So they started INSPIRADA before the boom or during the boom. I can't remember when it was started, but then obviously when everything crashed, boom, it came to a halt and it just sat there. And so there's some of the homes in the front side of INSPIRADA that are 10 years older than the rest of the homes, which is super funny. When you move into a place like INSPIRADA, they've got it kind of set up like a miniature city inside there. They've got their own little coffee shop. They've got 3 major pool sections for all the community to take advantage of, and they're huge pools. They got parks, they've got dog parks, they've got a skate park, they've got tennis courts, they've got basketball courts. It's very much set up like its own little baby city inside of Henderson, which is next to Las Vegas. So because of that turnkey experience, I think people who are relocating from another place definitely saw that as a plus, a positive, especially for like small families or people who are retiring and didn't know anybody here. There's definitely the gamut when it comes to the demographics, but INSPIRADA's gorgeous. It's awesome. It's a little bit more tight-knit in terms of how close the homes are together, but the further up you get, some of them spread out a little bit more. And it is master planned, which means they know where every shrub, where every stop sign, and where every sidewalk is gonna go before they even break ground. So not a lot of customization in INSPIRADA, but some really beautiful homes, and the price ranges are kind of running the gamut too.
Yeah, and you're in the southern part of the Vegas Valley. You're actually right up against Sloan Canyon, so I mean, you could literally every day wake up and go hike if you wanted to. Actually,
I have clients who go biking and riding every single day.
Like right there, literally in your backyard.
Stepped out,
Yeah, if you want to go hike or ride that area every day, you absolutely could. It's a unique neighborhood in that regard. It's also close to lots of other growth. So that's where like the Las Vegas Raiders practice facility is. You're right near the Henderson Airport, and there's going to be more growth in that area.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, building south, building west. I mean, all of that. There's going to be more and more growth in that area going forward. So I mean, as we're talking about growth in Henderson, let's jump to another community, a little distance away from INSPIRADA. Let's talk about CADENCE.
CADENCE,
This is a newer one too that didn't exist until what, I don't know, 5 years ago?
Maybe, yeah.
I think I did a video when it first started 5 years ago, and there was hardly anything there.
Yeah, and it's very different now, that's for sure. So yeah, CADENCE is another master plan community. They kind of took the model that INSPIRADA started, and they definitely set it up to be very much like a built-in community automatically. It's not as expansive, I'd say, as what INSPIRADA offers as far as the pools and things like that, but they definitely have a major park in the middle with a huge pond, and they do an amphitheater, so they do concerts and events, things like that. They've got a lot of walking and hiking trails. When you're in CADENCE, you're a little bit closer to the Lake Las Vegas, or really Lake Mead section of town, so you're out a little bit closer to that area where Valley of Fire is nearby, a quick drive away, things like that. So they're really leaning more on that outdoor experience versus INSPIRADA, which was kind of more enclosed, but it's beautiful. A lot of different builders, a lot of different styles of homes, a lot of first-time home buyers out there, a lot of retirees. It's really on the east side of Henderson if you're thinking about location. It's as far east as you can go before you hit the mountain and you go to Lake Mead.
So some people who really would like to have that more distance between themselves and the Strip or downtown, because it's just not really their thing. You can be out in Cadence where you can be 20, 25, 30 minutes, just depending on what part you're in, from the Strip, from downtown. Because some people, they don't want to be near all the action.
No, for sure. So and it's definitely more pulled away, a little bit more quiet, things like that. We love it.
So if you're looking for that kind of thing, Cadence can be a great option. If you want to go even a little farther away, you can look at something like Lake Las Vegas.
Let's talk about Lake Las Vegas.
Because that gets overshadowed a whole lot too.
A lot. So Lake Las Vegas it's a man-made lake. It was built 20-something years ago.
Initially, it's been there for a while.
A long time.
And they got hit by the recession too.
They even had their own casino out there, their own grocery stores. Like it genuinely had a very luxury, almost like a lagoon living, like live outside of Las Vegas, kind of its own city. Its own utopia. And it was literally built, I don't know why I said literally, it was genuinely built, pardon me, to be a second home community. Because we had a lot of snowbirds that were moving in and out of Las Vegas, and that's my vacation home, a lot of luxury, very upscale. Celine Dion lived out there at one point in time.
A lot of you Midwest folks.
So if Celine Dion lives there, you know what I'm talking about, right? A little bit more of an upscale experience, upscale vibe. When the recession hit, it really took a hard hit. I mean, obviously, what was the first thing that went was the expendable money, expendable cash, and a lot of people just washed out. So with that being said, it's now really being redeveloped to be a community that I could live in, you could live in, anybody could live in, with a little bit more affordable, more approachable homes. Love it. So you still get the opportunity to be a little bit pulled away from the city. You're just down the street from Cadence, so it's not much further away than that. You're right down the street from Lake Mead, but you have a man-made lake. They do lakeside events. They've got their own little shopping village that you can go. They have an Irish pub, if it's still open, I don't know.
It's developed more into like being a place you could live permanently. Versus, a lot of people who come, like you said, from the Midwest, East Coast, they just want to get out of the cold weather during the winter, and they're just there part of the year.
Absolutely. They even have hotels out there. So at one point it was a Ritz-Carlton. I think it might be a Hilton now, but there's even hotels out there because, again, they had a casino. They wanted people to be able to have somewhere to stay.
And again, you can live in an area where you have more of your privacy. You're away from a lot of the crowd. But if you got family or friends coming into town, you're not that far of a drive from the airport. If they want to go to the Strip for the day or the Strip for downtown,
25 minutes.
You're close enough. It's an easy drive to just do it for the day and that kind of thing. So you can have the best of both worlds.
It's great.
If you like that quiet, but you still want to be close to some of the action when you choose to go and do that kind of thing.
So it's really growing very quickly now that they've opened it up and started reassessing kind of how to use that land and adding more affordable homes. It's definitely one of the faster growing areas. So INSPIRADA, Cadence, definitely Lake Las Vegas, and there's one more.
And this is arguably the fastest growing part of Henderson.
It's 100% the fastest growing of Henderson.
We're going to be talking about like West Henderson, which feels kind of weird to even break Henderson to like different directions like that.
It's getting big enough now that we have to do that, which is super strange.
It is. So we're talking West Henderson, like near the Raiders practice facility. So tell us what is going on over there.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this was genuinely a highway, okay? This was not even an area that I thought would ever be developed. But what happened was when INSPIRADA started to really explode, that's really far south, right? It's not by far south, I mean, it's like 5 minutes, but it's south in
Far south in Henderson.
Yeah, so Henderson really ended at this area that we call Seven Hills, right? It's this gorgeous, luxurious community, and then it became desert for a really long time until you hit the 15 freeway and you could go left and go to LA or California, and you could go right and go right down Las Vegas Boulevard. Now, the area between Seven Hills and the 15 is now all being developed as part of West Henderson. So when INSPIRADA started to really explode, and then the Raiders decided to choose that West Henderson bulk of land that's just got nothing but desert around it to really build their headquarters and their practice facility, that is when everybody took note and said, oh my God, this is an area that we need to start developing. So all around that area, you are seeing the most rapid growth I've seen in the city in a very, very long time. They are building faster than they can. I mean, there's hammers flying. You don't want to be in that area if you're scared of any of that. It's crazy. And they've also developed a really cool area that's going to be built kind of up and around. It bumps up to INSPIRADA, it bumps up to the Raiders facility, and all around that, and then the M Resort is going to be residential housing, a lot of shopping, a lot of apartment buildings, things like that. So they're really building that out to a complete new section of the city that hadn't even been thought of before. So it's really exciting. When you're driving into Las Vegas, if you're coming in from California, it's to the right. It's the first area of the city, immediately to the right when you're coming in, just past the M Resort. So it's basically southwest. Southeast, south middle. I don't even know. South middle?
Directly south.
South middle. It's south.
So there's so much growth in there. It's actually pretty easy to navigate. We talk about like St. Rose parkways and all the parkways they have. that are like 3, 4, sometimes even 5 lanes wide. It's
It used to
damn
be
near
a
like
highway, that's why.
yeah, it's like damn near like being on a freeway on those. So you can take those. You know, we have I-15 and 215, but a lot of those parkways in Henderson, you can zip around Henderson pretty damn quickly. So you guys, if you're looking to move here from the air, from wherever you're moving from, okay, Lacey and her team can help you, right? There'll be a link down below. We've talked a heck of a lot about Henderson's growth, and it's going to continue to grow.
Yeah.
You know, Vegas is still going to get the most attention,
Yep.
but Henderson, when people start looking, is going to continue to grow more and more and more. So it can be a great place to buy. You've got plenty of options within the city of Henderson to do it. So thanks for coming on.
Thank you, sir. I love talking about my city, and Henderson's a special place in my heart because of the bonfires, of course.
So guys, that is going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for checking it out. I am Jacob. This is Lacey. And this is My Life in Vegas.